Dear students, today we are going to discuss a beautiful topic, that is if clause. If is a subordinate conjunction and a clause that contains if is called an if clause. See this. We know what is a clause. We know what is a clause. Clause. A clause is a group of words. A group of words that has a subject and a verb and fulfills a sentence and works as a part of sentence. The definition: a clause is a group of words that has a subject and verb and fulfills a sentence and also works as the part of or a part of sentence. It is about class. And here if is a subordinate clause. If is subordinate conjunction. We see what does a subordinate conjunction mean. A subordinate conjunction is a conjunction. It joins a part of sentence or a subordinate clause to the main clause. It is a conjunction. It is a subordinate conjunction and it joins a subordinate clause to the main clause. That is the duty of a subordinate clause, and if does that duty, so we call it if as a subordinate conjunction. Here see how if works in the language, or why do we use the coordinate conjunction if. See this. Here I have written 5 different situations of if utilization, and I explain this one by one. First see the examples. Example: if you heat iron, it melts. It is a sentence and it has been divided into 2 major parts. It is one part and it is the second part. Here it is the subordinate clause because it contains the subordinate conjunction if. It is a subordinate clause. And this is a main clause. And here we have to see the differences between a subordinate clause and a main clause. See this. By knowing this, by understanding, by identifying this sentence, we know that what is a subordinate clause and what is a main clause. Here the subordinate clause: if you heat iron, This is the subordinate clause and it is a part of sentence. It doesn't give complete meaning. If you heat rice, if you heat iron, what happens? If we heat iron, what happens to that? So here the meaning does not come. And it melts, it means the iron, it melts. It is a main clause and it is a main clause. The main clause qualities here and it is an independent clause, but it is a dependent clause. Why this if clause is a dependent clause? As it doesn't give its meaning completely and it depends for the complete meaning on the main clause. That is why we call if clause is a subordinate clause and it is a main clause. As it gives complete meaning itself, we can call it a main clause. It doesn't depend upon the other for complete meaning. So it is a subordinate clause and it is a main clause. Here we see. Then we go the structure of this sentence. Subject if here plus subject plus V1 and it is the object. It is the if clause. That is the cause clause or it is the results clause. Subject if plus subject plus V1 plus object. In the results clause also subject plus V1. Subject plus V1. Here there is no object. We may find object here if it is. Subject plus 1. When we observe these two sentences, we do not find any difference between the subordinate clause, that is the if clause, and the main clause. It is the main clause. So here we use V1, that is the present participle, and here also we use the present participle. It is the sentence, it is the condition we call as a zero condition. It is the zero condition and it is used for cent%. It is used for possible issues and real issues. Real, possible, cent% possible. For these things, for where we find cent% results, possibilities, then we utilize this kind of if clause, that is the zero condition. And come to the first condition. See an example. If you study well, you will pass the exam. Here it is also divided into two. This example sentence also divided into two parts, from here one and three. It is the subordinate clause because it started with the subordinate conjunction if you study well. It is if you study well, it is an if clause and you will pass the examination. Here this part of the sentence is giving complete meaning and it is not depending for meaning on this clause, but it is the subordinate clause or the if clause and it is depending on the main clause for its complete meaning. If you study well, it means what happens? If we study well, if he studies well, what happens? The part of the sentence is not giving complete meaning. When we read the remaining sentence, that is the main clause, you will pass the examination, then it will complete meaning. It will get its complete meaning. When it joins, when it depends on the main class, then it is meaningful. It's on the sentence. See here also V1, the structure of the subject. If plus subject plus V1 plus object. And here the subject will, the V1 plus object. Here we find a difference, and here instead it is in the zero condition. We find that in the two situations, in the subordinate class and in the main class, we find only present participle verb, that is V1. In this first condition, we find some difference. Here we use V1 simple present tense, and before this V1, and we are utilizing here will. It shows the coming possibility, and in this place we may use shall, may, can, could, like that. So we may not say that it's about the future or simple future, but it tells about the possibility in the coming time. It is about it. It is the first condition, and it is the first condition, and we use this condition for the possible issues. We get here possibility. There will be possibility. So for the possible issues, for the possible purposes, we utilize if clause second condition. Come to the second condition. I write here an example for the second condition. If I were a bird, I would fly. I would fly in the sky. I would fly in the sky. See the sentence. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. The structure of this sentence, see. Here, subject, if plus subject plus verb. Here also had and VT plus object, and in the results class subject plus would plus V1 plus object. In here could also be used. It is about the structure of the second. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. See the purpose of the utilization of this second condition. We use this kind of sentences. For imaginary things and unreal things. These are not the possible things, and we are talking about the imaginary things and unreal things. If I own later, I would buy a bike. It's not the real thing. If I were a bird, there is no possibility of becoming a bird. I would fly in the sky. Here we see the V2 had verb. These are the verbs in the if condition, if clause. And it here would plus V1 or could plus V1 in the results clause. It's about the condition second. Go to the third condition. I write here an example. Please observe. If you had invited me, I would have attended. I would have attended the marriage or the function. See this sentence here. It is if clause and it is the main clause. And it is, we are talking about here not the present things and not the future things. We are talking about the past things which are not completed. See this unfulfilled things. In the past, we are talking here about the incompleted things of the past. So there is no the possibility of occurring this. And it is, see the structure of this. Subject plus had plus V3 past perfect plus object. And here subject plus would have plus V3 plus object. Here see this. If you had invited me, I would have attended the meeting. You didn't invite me. That is why I didn't attend this marriage. Your marriage or somebody's marriage. So it's about the third condition. And we use this for the unfulfilled conditions. We know this is the subordinate clause and this is the main clause. Here we have to keep one thing in our mind while writing these things. That is, as we are writing the subordinate conjunction in the beginning of the sentence, you are using the comma at the end of the subordinate clause. Here. If we use the main clause first, for example, I write this example. I would have attended the marriage if you had invited me. This here I am not using comma at the end of the main clause. It means when we are using a sentence or beginning a sentence with the subordinate clause or the subordinate conjunction, then we use comma at the end of that subordinate clause. It's about the second and third condition. Come to the last condition. It is also rarely found in the language. Have a look on the mixed reaches. For example, it is about three second and third and second. I write examples. If you had invited me to the marriage, I would attend that one. It is a combination of second condition and third condition. And for example, I would have I would have attended the marriage. I would have attended the marriage if you had attended the marriage, it is the third condition. I would attend, it is the second condition. And here, where we are writing this, I would have attended the marriage. So it means it is the third issue. We have to write the second issue. I would attend the marriage. I would attend the marriage if you had invited me. It is the second condition. It is the second condition and it is the third condition. It is the second condition and it is the third condition. It is the mixed condition of if clause.